Oh boy, I really had to talk about this really fast because once again, I did the video about the 9-year-old boy who was falsely accused of touching this woman's butt, and it was shown that it was a lie. We already knew it was a lie, but I'm glad that kid did say that he doesn't forgive that lady for what she did to him, because now he's gonna be traumatized for life, and he's gonna be looking at things in a certain way. And it's people don't understand what they're doing when they do this to children, that they are messing up their psyche for when they get older. This has a really fundamental effect on them, and I don't think that the dummies who are doing this to them, for lack of a better word for me using in this video, they don't understand what kind of impact it has on these children and what it could be doing to them later on. But I'm glad the kid came out and said that he doesn't forgive, because we have too many people in this community who forgive these people for what they do to us, and I am sick and tired of it, because they don't forgive us if we do something to them. They're not coming out of their way and saying, oh, I forgive this person. They want us to go to jail. They want us to be executed. They want us dead, period. So you have another incident now, okay? And before I begin, let me just say something. I had a dummy, and I'm going to call him a dummy because I've seen this guy before on my other channel as well, telling me that I should stop talking about interracial relationships and stop talking about black victimhood. I'm not going to say that every single black person is innocent. We know we have bad seeds and bad apples in everybody's community, but I'm going to tell you like this. Who's calling the police on black people? Majority white people are doing this, right? I mean, that's a rhetorical question, and the answer is already yes, but you don't see black people calling the police on white people for anything unless they have to. And 9 times out of 10, when they call the police, they're still going to get a bad fucking reaction. They're going to get a bad meeting with the police, because for some reason black people and police just don't go hand in hand. We've never really had a great relationship with them at all. Not all police are bad, I'm sure, but the majority of meetings, interactions that black people have had with police have not been good, and most of them have been deadly. Okay, even though white people want to talk about they've been killed by police too, we know that. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. You got all these incidents of white people calling the police on black people. Black people are not doing it to them, okay? We're just living our lives and getting police calling us for just doing simple things like walking in the street, selling lemonade, mowing lawns, babysitting children, going to eat lunch at a school dorm, falling asleep in a school dorm. The stupidest reasons these people are calling for getting fouled in a game. Now, once again, after the incident with the 9-year-old boy, now we got a Somali student who got the police called on her at a Dunkin' Donuts when she was just eating out with her family, speaking in her native language, her native tongue. And I guess it offended the woman, this disgusting whale, I'm going to leave it at that, who worked at Dunkin' Donuts, told her that she didn't want to hear it, she wanted her to leave. And the way she responded to get her to leave is to call the police. Now, once again, this is so stupid because, once again, this black person that is in question here is not doing a damn thing but living her life, enjoying Dunkin' Donuts, enjoying whatever she was eating with her family, and speaking her native language. This country is very diverse, even though we don't believe in united, because not many people are being united as they're supposed to be in the United States of America. It's not happening. Even if people want to lie to you and tell you that they are, it's just not happening. But I've seen a lot of Spanish-speaking people when Mexican people, when they're talking in their language. Does it bother me? No, because I don't understand what they're saying, and it doesn't bother me at all because it's none of my business what they're talking about. I'm living my life, they're living their life. As long as they're not bothering me, as long as they're not, plotting anything against me or messing with me in any way, in shape, or form, I have no problem with them at all. But these particular people seem to have a problem with diversity. When they say they love diversity so much, they have a problem with it. And the fact that they're dying out, they are starting to act like psychopaths at this point. They're attacking people. I've seen a video where some white man would want to attack this black man at a Denny's the other day. I saw a video of that. And it was a white man that was holding this white man back, talking about, and this white man, I have to give this white man credit, and I know some people are not going to agree with me for saying this, but I got to give the white man in the video that was holding the other white man back some credit, because he said that, I look at that black man as my brother. I don't care what color he is. I don't care if he's black or whatever. He's a human being just like me. If we have more white people that said shit like that and acted upon it, I would love this fucking world. I would be back to the way I used to be when I was younger, thinking that this world was a fairy tale, that we all lived in peace. Because even though I know that we had some bad people and we had some murders, we had some people that did bad things, and hate was out there as well. It wasn't on the grand scale as it is now. In these days, the propaganda of interracial dating wasn't out there the way it is now. But if we had more people like that one white man that was holding that other white man back and taking hits for the black man, even though the black man didn't want him to take hits for him, if we had more white people stand up against racism, against their own people, that would be great. But we don't, unfortunately. And that's why a lot of black people are done with white people. It's not me saying it, they're saying it. There are a lot of black people that are done with white people because they're getting sick and tired of seeing these reports over and over again, especially when you're going after kids with these, calls to the police. And this girl was she's probably like I guess early 20s or maybe late teens. I'm not sure the age she was, but hearing this story is just ridiculous. And then there was another story I'm going to add to this one as well. A student got disciplined, basically got the police called on her for standing up for herself at high school. She was getting constantly called the N-word. I don't know if the student that was calling her N-word was a guy or a girl. I don't know what the gender was, but they kept calling her this, and she finally got fed up, and she said to the person, "Why are you walking away?" And apparently they were cursing at each other, but there was no physical contact. They were just like throwing profanities back and forth at each other. And instead of addressing the situation, because she had led a protest or led something, I think it was a protest with some of the kids in the school talking about what's going on, that there's a problem of racial tension going on. Nobody wanted to address it. Here's how the principal responds, because they talked to the principal about this beforehand, before this happened, and the principal, it said that the talks went nowhere. It just went in one ear and went out the other. So what happens is that the principal met this girl at the door in the classroom, accompanied by 2 police officers that escorted her out the building. Now you tell me if that makes sense for the principal to call the police on this girl who was defending herself and being called the N-word. So now you can't, I can't remember the whole list, but now you can't mow lawns. You can't go outside and take a walk. You can't sit in your car and listen to music in a neighborhood because they think that you're going to steal. You can't sell lemonade. You can't babysit children. You can't stand inside of a doorway when it's raining outside. I probably missed a couple. You brush past somebody by accident, so you can't bump into them by accident, even if you didn't realize you bumped into them by accident. And now you can't speak your own language if you're from Africa. You can't defend yourself from the N-word, which what these racists call black people all the time, the N-word. And I don't want to hear about, oh, well, you call each other nigga. Yeah, but see, even though I don't agree with that either, these people have turned the N-word into a term of endearment, which is crazy, yes. But they have turned something that you made negative into positive. But you're not saying nigga, and these people don't have no right to say that word at all. But it's a word they came up with, and it's a word that they use the most to make us feel like shit. They always gonna use that word to make us feel like shit. So now you can't defend yourself of being called the N-word. Next, see, that's why a lot of black people are not hitting these people. They're not getting into physical contact with them, because they know if they get into physical contact, it's going to result in their death. And I understand that, but at the same time, I don't know if I could be the person that could be passive and just say, I'm just going to talk shit out my mouth to you. Because if somebody puts their hands on me, somebody spits on me, if somebody just rubs me the wrong way, I might go off on them, and I'm going to go off on them swinging. I'm sorry, that's just me. But this, once again, is just a ridiculous thing of these white people. And I'm saying white people on camera. I don't care if you get offended by it, because it's not Indian people doing it. It's not Asian people doing it. You know, we've seen what Asian people could do. We've seen that back in the summertime, beating people in the damn nail shops and stuff like that, nail salons. But the majority of the people who have been calling police have been white women. And I don't know if the principal was a white man or a white woman, but I'm pretty sure it might have been a woman. I'm not sure. You let me know if you do know. I just happened to hear about these stories through my travels as I was working yesterday, and I decided to do a video on this. This once again just proves that the hate is real and the hate is strong for black people. I'm not saying all black people are innocent, but we are innocent in these cases because we've done nothing wrong to anyone. So when the clown wants to come on and talk about black victimhood, and I should stop talking about the falsehood of black victimhood, there's no falsehood, because this is the reality. This is what's happening to people. See, the one thing that white people cannot understand, they will never understand what it means to be black, because they'll never be black. Just like we will never understand what it means to be white, but we do have some semblance of understanding what it means, because that means you have power, and it also means you can get away with whatever the fuck you do to us. You can get away with killing us. You can get away with disrespecting us. You can get away with calling the police and having them act as your executioners. These motherfuckers that call the police when nothing happens, thank God that nothing really happens to black people when the police get called, that it doesn't end in somebody's death. But I would arrest the people that are making these phone calls about black people, because they are making false calls about what black people have done to them, or they're making false calls, period, and they're wasting the policeman's time. So they should get some kind of fine, or they should be going to jail, being put charges on them for making fucking phone calls that don't need to be made. Why are they not going to jail? Why are they not getting reprimanded for what they've done? They just get to walk the fuck home. We just had a man that got police called on him at a golf course by some fat whale, okay? And she got to walk home, and he got to go home because he was it a golf course? I don't even know. I think he was I think he was at some kind of event for his child, for his son. And him and his wife were cheering on their son, and I guess he was way too aggressive for her, way too loud for this white woman, and she said she fell for her life. We got the guy that got blocked in his doorway, but I don't really care about him because he was full of shit. He just wanted attention, and apparently he had some kind of exchange with Cynthia G, and Cynthia G read his ass off or whatever. But I heard about it anyway. But these incidents are going to continue, because you know what? I'm going to tell you like this, and I know some people are going to have a problem with me saying this, but I'm going to tell you like this. These people are continuously feeling bold enough to do what they do to us because nobody's doing anything to them. Nobody's trying to sue them, even though we probably won't win, I don't know. But nobody's trying to take action against what's going on. They're continuously doing this because they know they can get away with it. They're bold enough to do what they do to us, and you're bold enough to sit there and tell me that these people are your best option in dating? I'll go right back to the interracial dating again. How can you explain to me people that are doing this are our best option? The majority of them are doing this. I'm lucky that YouTube gave me my video back when I talked about why I don't like white women, because I wasn't disrespectful. I just made points about why I don't date them and why I don't think that other black men should date them. But YouTube was actually fair enough to give me my video back. I'm following the guides, the guidelines in the community of the terms of the community here. But this is ridiculous. Like, some things you really can't say on camera, because if you really say what you really feel in your heart, YouTube's gonna get you, or somebody's gonna flag you. But every time I do these videos, I give you enough of my opinion on how I feel, because this is just ridiculous. And I don't understand how anybody can think that this is okay, that you can call the police on anybody anytime you want to, and it's okay, because it's not okay. You call the police when you need their help, not when you want to say, oh, this person is making me feel uncomfortable. Because if that's the case, if I'm in a neighborhood where there's a majority of white people, I should be calling the police and say, I feel uncomfortable because I'm the only black man here. Or if I go into an office building because I have to pay my rent, or I have to go into an office building because I'm looking for a job and majority white people are there, I should be calling the police as soon as I get there, 5 minutes after I arrive inside the place. Excuse me, police, I don't feel right because there are a bunch of white people here and I feel like I might be in danger of my personal safety. I mean, that's what, maybe black people need to start calling the police on you and see if you like it, because then you'll start complaining the way black people complain. Then when the shoe's on the other foot, that's when people want to start opening their mouths. But when the shoe is on just one person's foot and not on yours, you don't care. I can guarantee you, if black people started doing what white people were doing when it comes to calling the police, black people would probably go to jail for it. They would probably get a ticket for it, a fine, and white people will still get off. But they will complain if we keep doing it, because even if we were getting tickets and stuff like that just to get them, just to prove a point, the point will be proven that they, even though they would get off, they will start complaining, saying, oh, I feel like a victim. I feel like a victim. Meantime, the majority of them are victimizing us, and we're not doing a fucking thing to them at all. We're just living our lives. So you don't want us around, and when we're not even fucking with you, you want to fuck with us. Then you tell us to go back to Africa, and you follow us in Africa because you know they got resources over there that'll make you rich. So you're going to steal it from the land over there. If you really want black people to leave you the fuck alone, then why don't you leave black people the fuck alone too? And I'm all for unity, and I wish everybody could be united. But unfortunately, the world that we live in now, there are too many evil ass people in this world. especially the ones in the dominant society. And I know every society, every community has its bad people, as I said earlier. But this is just proof again that white people, a lot of them just don't like black people. Because there should be no reason that they're calling the police like they're doing, for the most dumb reasons I've ever heard. Talk to you next time.